All right, I'm the flat rate master, and let's talk flare nut wrenches. So flare nut wrenches, if you're not familiar with them, they go on an extension. They're a little wrench, allows you to get into weird places and usually undo power steering or transmission lines, stuff like that. They're extremely useful, but rarely used. So we're going to talk about a set that saved my bacon the other day because, well, it did. And that is from Matco Tools, flare nut socket set, part number FNS5. I'm sure you can find something similar somewhere else, but it is a set of flare nut sockets from 13 to 21, all the way up to this long little 21. Now this is the one that saved my bacon. It is a 21 millimeter. Now keep in mind these are 1/2 inch drive. So I'll try to find something equivalent on Amazon, link it in the description. But anyway, this saved my bacon. I was doing a power steering line on a Acura RDX, not an RDX, the little one with the turbocharged engine. Anyway, another technician had done the steering rack on it, but neglected to replace the leaking power steering line. Don't ask me why. Customer paid for it, had no problem paying for it. But anyway, when he put that line back on the new rack, OMG, he over-tightened the snot out of it. I was thankful it was 1/2 inch drive because this came out. And I had to put a snot load of torque on it to get it to pop loose. It did great. Now, admittedly, I didn't need to reuse it. Now, it was really tight in there, and this worked phenomenally well. I was going in through the fender well. I had a nice straight shot on it, but how he got that tight, I have no idea. Because, I mean, it was incredibly tight. And there's no room to swing a wrench, so he had to use some sort of flare nut like this. But you ain't got to go that hard on a flare nut that doesn't have an O-ring. It seals on the cone. If you deal with these kind of things, something like this is definitely something you should look at investing in because, whew, I was going to be running around the shop looking for a 21 millimeter crow's foot if I didn't have these. Just an FYI, you need to get you some flare nut wrenches in a lot of different sizes because trust me, they will save your bacon, especially when you're doing those kind of jobs. Now for the rust belt guys, yes, I could have taken my air saw, cut it off, slapped a 21 millimeter socket on it and done it that way, but it was incredibly tight and this was a lot easier. Now admittedly, if you're in the rust belt, they're gonna cut it off and slap it on there and do it with a socket, but for everybody else, or if you're having to reuse the line,